In this video, I am going to talk about greed, one of the seven deadly sins. It doesn't matter if you are a male, female, adult, or child, this message is for you. I am going to talk about a parable accompanied by its serious warning and the lesson we can learn from it. This parable reminds us of the dangers of greed. It is a reminder to us that we own nothing on this planet Earth. We are just stewards or caretakers of the possession on earth. It reminds us, you can't avoid death. This parable is not to dishearten you, but to encourage you. You have to be wise and be prepared. If we have to attend a wedding, we will plan ahead, right? We plan what to wear, how to dress. If we plan a vacation, we do the same, but more carefully. In both these cases, you get the opportunity to come back home and take care of the things you left behind. What about death? Some of us don't prepare for that. We know death is not the end. There is a life after death. Well, if you are not convinced, I can help you with that. I am making another video to explain the life after death. Now, let's focus on this. Remember, we don't get a chance to get back to our current body after death. Also, we can't take our possessions with us. You cannot take anything with you. This picture shows a lady whose last wish was to be buried in her favorite car. They did. The truth is, she can't take it with her. The parable of the fool rich man. The story goes like this. Certain rich man was materially blessed by God. His land produced plentifully. As God continues to bless him, instead of using his increase to share and further God's will, he was interested in accumulating his wealth and managing his increase. He decided and planned to build large barns, retire early to eat, drink, and relax, without knowing it was his last night on earth. Story closes like this. One who treasures wealth for himself is not rich towards God. This story centers only one character, a certain rich man. It's natural to think that he is wise. Instead, according to Luke chapter 12, Christ called him a fool. Why is he a fool? The answer is he mismanages his life. Of course, there is nothing wrong with eating, drinking, resting, or retiring early. There is nothing wrong with rejoicing in the harvest or making storage places either. As long as God is not out of the picture, it's all good. For this man, there was no God in his equation. When you read the parable, you will see he says, my fruit, my bond, my goods, I will do this, I will do that, I will build, store, etc. Giving us the first hint about his selfishness. There is no indication that he cared about others either. He acted like there is no eternal tomorrow. We read in the parable, he says many good things for many years. He had a false security. He was focused only on the pleasures of this life. He also says, I will say to my soul. Actually, he believed that he has a soul. His mistake was to think that the soul can be satisfied with material goods. That's not wise. Another problem was he forgot about his mortality. The parable reads, this night your soul will be required of you. That means his death was near. The only one who has authority over his life cut short his life that night. Too bad. He also forgot the fact that he can't take his possessions with him. His life was entirely focused on the abundance of things a person can possess. It's materialism, like buying and filling the room with things we don't need. The big picture is he made a bad bargain. What is the use of having wealth in the world if he is going to lose his soul? He had plenty of earthly bank balance, while his spiritual bank account had zero balance. That's not wise either. This parable made it clear that earthly possessions do not bring accreditation before God. We brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we can carry nothing out. Greed is an attitude of one's heart. It's a desire and pursuit of material possessions. Greed is a desire to possess more than one needs or deserves. One cannot serve God and wealth or money. Mammon is the demon who tempts humans to be greedy. Do you know what a demon is? I will talk about demons in the next video, okay? It also breaks the commandments. If your heart is towards material possessions, you won't be able to love God with all your heart, soul, and energy. You cannot love your neighbor if you are obsessed with yourself. Greedy people do not love their neighbors. They love themselves and ignore God and neighbors. I know some people who hate their neighbors, their relatives, or even siblings. Can they love God? I don't think so. Make sure not to ignore your neighbors. The major lesson from this parable is life consists of more than wealth and possessions. We are not to devote our lives to accumulate wealth. We are not blessed to hoard our wealth to ourselves either, but to be a blessing in others' lives and build the kingdom of God on earth. Find a way to share your material wealth or make it useful to others. Don't be stupid. Greedy people do not go to heaven. The Bible warns that greedy people will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. Do not keep for yourself anything belonging to someone else, like land, money, wealth, or whatever. If God entrusts you with wealth, find a way to share or make it useful to others too. In summary, are you acting selfishly without loving your neighbors? Do you think about God? Do you have any room for God in your thoughts? Which currency are you focusing on? Earthly or heavenly? Are you investing in heavenly treasures? What if there is not much time left for you? Are you rich in both the worlds? Think about it.